Denver police have launched an investigation after a video of a cheerleading practice has gone viral. So we're gonna show you this video right now, but it is upsetting for some people, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's take a look.
Somebody had attacked my little girl and people sat around and let it happen and nobody stopped them. I first brought it up to the coach and he said, oh, she'll be all right. It's just a little war wound.
You're just gonna make it worse.
Is from East High School, again in Denver. Denver Public Schools announced 5 employees had been placed on leave. East High School Principal Andy Mendelsberg, Assistant Principal Lisa Porter, Cheer Coach Ozell Williams, Assistant Cheer Coach Mariah Cladis, and School System Deputy General Counsel Michael Hickman. Now, when asked about this by the Denver Post, the cheer coach says, quote, "You can definitely say that what was in the video could be seen in a different light. I would love to tell my story, but I can't say anything else at this time." The video was shot at a June 6th practice, so this was actually a while back, said Eric and Kristen Wakefield, the parents of Allie Wakefield, 13, the student shown in the video. Eric Wakefield said that they liked Williams' disciplined coaching style at first, but the intense practices, sometimes 7 days a week, were tough for their daughter. Allie's parents said they met with Mendelsberg, the school principal Williams, and his 2 assistants early this summer to talk about how to proceed. Mendelsberg said the athletic department would assist with injury rehabilitation. That is according to the parents. Then summer break happened, and they came back from summer break, and it appeared as though there weren't any changes, there wasn't any new pursuit to find out what was going on at these practices to make sure that there was some oversight happening. So renewed complaints about the coach were brought to the East High administrators with no resolution. The Wakefield said a few days ago, Kirsten Wakefield shared the video showing Allie crying to a local media outlet. That's when the school system took action. Now, for their part, the USA Cheer National Safety Council and the American Association of Cheerleading Coaches and Administrators has said they do not condone the coach's action and reject them to the fullest extent. So it sort of seems like this was a case of something that they wanted to handle internally. They didn't want this to go viral. And then the parents got so frustrated when they brought their complaints, they showed this video, they took it to the principal, and then nothing happened. So then finally, they got burned through social media. They got burned through this mom being like, whoa, if you guys aren't gonna do something, let's put it into the public discourse and see how they like it. And obviously people are really upset about this video.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, why are you fine with it?
I'm fine with them using that as a way to get people to actually take notice.
Oh, so you're not fine with what's happening in the video?
No, I think here's the problem is when you are on a team or you're in a closed environment, maybe since everyone else is doing it, it doesn't seem like that big an issue at the time, and other people are able to do the splits easier or whatever. Right. But sometimes it takes other folks looking at what's going on to give fresh eyes on it. So everyone else says, that girl looks like she's in way too much pain. And while I'm sure when you're inside cheerleading, it seems super important that you be able to do the splits. But a decent person looking at it could give you a little more perspective to say, I think we should go a little easier on her.
Right, well, how do you feel about the mom taking it upon herself to share this video publicly? Do you think that she should have still kept trying to handle it internally, or do you think that she just reached her point and she's like, nope, I wanna make sure these kids are okay, this isn't okay, now you guys decide?
Yeah, I see no issue with the exposure. Well, it's high school cheerleading, it's not that
High school,
serious.
she's
right?
13.
You take that back.
It's not,
you take that back.
In the grand scheme of cheerleading, right, if we think about it, it's not that serious. And even if these techniques are important, like doing the splits, flexibility is important in the context of being able to cheer, but there are appropriate ways of increasing flexibility, and this doesn't appear to be one of them. Arguably, I'm not an expert on this, but if it is, she still has the ability to say, this isn't to opt out. This isn't how I wanna go about achieving this goal.
And experts have been quoted as saying, this is not the way to increase flexibility.
No, particularly because it seems as though it wasn't just the coach, it's other folks on the team who are all kind of participating in this mob style.
Yeah. And she did sustain injuries. She injured muscles and ligaments in her groin area as well as her hamstring, according to her parents. And physical therapy was ordered twice a week. So, and one thing that we know is if you've stretched at all, you're pretty familiar that the way that you get deeper into that stretch is not from being tense as though like people are around you. It kind of reminded me of like something out of like Rosemary's Baby.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
just weird.
Which is a big kind of a weird imagery, but that I'm a horror movie fan. That's where my brain goes. And I know that when I was doing yoga, hilarious.
Wow.
The way that
Where's that video?
Let's never find it.
I have it. I'm gonna
the
release
way that
it
I got
to the media.
deeper. They're gonna find it.
New channel, new show on TYT. It's Grace doing yoga.
Please
Enjoy
don't
it
find
now. Subscribe.
But the way that you increase that is through like calming yourself,
Right.
You know, focusing on your breathing. That's how you get deeper into the stress. It just seems like they weren't really thinking. And I agree with your point. I think they sort of just got caught up in this. We've got to make sure everyone's limber. I believe the quote is limber them up within these first weeks of cheerleading. Make sure everyone's nice and limber. And that's just not the way that you do it.
I did competitive cheer.
Yes!
Unfortunately,
Really?
I will admit that.
You should have opened with that.
Well, I
We have
was
an
trying.
expert on the panel.
I was trying not to. And I remember all of this, like, you're really into the culture of cheerleading. Flexibility is important, and there's pressure to have everybody be on the same page in terms of flexibility because you can do more in terms of stunting and different tricks, right? But everyone's at varying levels of flexibility, and if you're an expert, right, a professional, and apparently this guy is pretty popular, then there are ways to achieve that safely. I remember the test for me was like doing a back handspring, and I couldn't do it. I did not feel comfortable. And my coach was like, look, everybody who doesn't do a back handspring in the next like 8 seconds won't be competing. And I didn't do it, right? So it's, I just-
Did you compete?
I did not.
I get it. That's fine. I've been cut by
But it's
many
like,
teams.
allow the student the choice to say, I don't want to do this. And she said, I don't want to do this. And they continue to apply force. That is what I have a problem with.
So when I was in high school, I was on a basketball team, junior varsity. It was pretty good.
Hey now.
2 years in junior varsity. Good morning. And what we did is this conditioning thing where you do gassers, and the coaches, when we weren't doing very well or when it was going to be a particularly daunting practice, they weren't assuring we'd throw up, but they would pull the trash cans out and put them by the edge of the field just so you know you're in for it today. That's one of those things where if we stopped doing it, it would be okay if we like kicked out before it was time to throw up. But I definitely like threw up at practice a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Was I traumatized?
Well, I'm not sure, but I will say I've thrown up at practices before as well. Everything bad that I tore my ACL in a practice. Like I've done things have happened to me through basketball.
Grace is a collegiate basketball player. I think you guys should know.
Barely a year.
So much better
but
than
what I would say is that the first couple weeks of practice, especially for a high school sport where everyone is encouraged to go out, you're not recruited like at the collegiate level. Well, actually, I don't know. Some high schools are very serious. Those are the most intense practices because, in a sense, you do want to weed out the players that want it, that are serious.
Sure.
But there is still a line when it comes to that. And I think what is frustrating here is that line totally got blurred. And what's also worth noting is that even though the employees were dismissed, they were saying that is just that's standard policy, and it's they did not prejudge them. So they still come back to their positions. That's what's worth noting here. But I hope that this is sort of a cold drink of water for them to take a beat and let's examine how our policies are moving forward so that we have a fun and also challenging cheer squad.
Yeah, and you can still have discipline without doing this to someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like having practice 5 days a week is discipline enough, in my opinion, to keep, to give you the incentive to grow as a person without holding you down as you scream bloody murder.
If you like the Young Turks, you'll love Young Turks membership. TYTnetwork.com/join.